I've said it before, I will say it again. I am a big fan of the Chucky films. And I love the first and the third Child's Play. I thought the second one was quite weak. But when we get to Seed of Chucky, I think it is absolutely delightful. This one was released in 2004. And I won't give any spoilers for this specific film, but there may be some spoilers for the films that come before this if you haven't seen all of them to date. However, I thoroughly recommend that you do see them all if you are a fan of horror, because they are great. Even the second one's not. It's not bad, it's just a bit of a weak link. As I said, this one was released in 2004, directed by Don Mancini, and also written by, and stars a pretty great cast. As you know, we have the voice of Chucky as Brad Dourif, Jennifer Tilly as Tiffany, and Billy Boyd as the voice of Glenn or Glenda, which is brilliant. Hannah Spearritt's in it, which was unexpected for me. Tony Gardner, Jason Fleming, really quite a strong cast. But what makes it brilliant is the narrative and the visuals. The visuals are just incredible, and not necessarily because of the quality, but because of one particular scene, which I will mention. And it may be a tiny spoiler, but in fact, no, it won't be a spoiler in the slightest, because it's what the entire film is about. The film is about the seed of Chucky. Chucky and Tiffany are resurrected, and the reason that they're resurrected is because of the birth of their child. And they're resurrected by, what, to quote IMDb, their gender-confused daughter, Glenda. I don't know how I feel about the naming of Glenn or Glenda. I love Glenn or Glenda insofar as, the Ed Wood film. But naming Chucky's son Glenn or Glenda is an interesting choice. Not one that I take any offence to. I like the fact that we don't really know what this thing is. And I do use the word thing because, they've given birth to a doll. It's an exceptionally unusual situation. And the scene that I was on about before is the birth of this child, this thing, this whatever it is. It looks amazing. I just love that scene so much. It's so fascinating to watch. It's incredible. It's just, the entire concept is bizarre and bonkers, but it's so awesome to watch, and I really love it, and I could just watch it again and again. The doll designs for Glenn or Glenda is so eerie and so creepy, and I'm really glad they made the decision to make it look quite different to Chucky and Tiffany. It's not just like a mini version of one of them. They have actually given it a separate appearance, and it works really well. And visually, it's a delight. Is this a scary film? It's about as scary as any of the other Child's Play films. I don't think the Child's Play films are scary in the slightest. I kind of feel like they're, because of how ludicrous they are, I don't think they were intended to be comedy horrors. At least not maybe in the beginning, but certainly Seed of Chucky is marketed as a comedy horror. It is funny, it is entertaining, it is gory. If you have a very nervous disposition, then yes, certainly you might find it intimidating. Because there are a few things like jump scares and darker environments and Chucky making weird noises and things. But it's certainly not a scary film. It's Certificate 15, but I kind of feel like that's more because of how disgustingly amazing it is, or amazingly disgusting, I guess. It's definitely one of my favourites. I don't know if I prefer it. Actually, yes, I think Seed of Chucky is my favourite of all of the Child's Play films. I may change my mind about that, so don't hold me to it, but I truly adore it. If you want to watch a Chucky film, obviously I would suggest watching the first one and then working your way up, because there is a level of continuity. There are things that you'd benefit from knowing, but generally speaking, if you're just wanting to watch something that's really awesome, Seed of Chucky is unquestionably one of my favourite horrors. Definitely my favourite Chucky film. Absolutely fabulous fun.